On August 27, 2025, the United States imposed steep new tariffs on a wide range of Indian goods, raising duties up to 50%. This sudden move has sent shockwaves through Indian export markets, affecting key sectors like textiles, gems, shrimp, and furniture. For India, the challenge is immediate. Protect its exporters, workers, and small businesses while maintaining its reputation as an open, liberal economy. In this video, we'll break down India's strategic plan to respond, highlighting both the risks and the opportunities that come with this major trade development. India's response is guided by three main aims. First, to protect livelihoods and trade interests. Second, to preserve its open market image. And third, to turn this bilateral shock into an opportunity for stronger, more diversified partnerships. The tone is firm and rules-based, focusing on diplomacy and measured action, not escalation. By leveraging multilateral institutions and accelerating export diversification, India seeks to limit disruption and build resilience for the future. India's strategic objectives over the next 3 years are clear. The government aims to limit economic disruption for exporters and MSMEs, contest arbitrary trade measures through global institutions, and accelerate export diversification. By moving up the value chain and deepening partnerships beyond the US, India can strengthen its position in South and Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. At the same time, India will use diplomacy to maintain vital defense, technology, and investment ties where interests align. In the first 6 months, India's top priority is to cushion the blow for affected sectors. The government will fast-track export credit, working capital support, and cash compensation for industries hit hardest by the tariffs. Temporary tax and GST adjustments are also on the table, along with customs exemptions for goods already in transit. These tactical measures are designed to keep businesses afloat and protect jobs while longer-term strategies take shape. Diplomacy is at the heart of India's response. The government will immediately demand consultations under WTO rules, using high-level channels to seek reversals, or at least narrow the scope of the tariffs. Public messaging will emphasize India's commitment to open trade and investor-friendly policies, aiming to reassure both domestic and global markets. This approach helps limit financial contagion and maintains confidence in the rupee. Over the next 2 years, India will intensify efforts to diversify its export markets. This means scaling up market access offices in ASEAN, Africa, and Latin America, and strengthening trade ties with the EU and Middle East. By reducing reliance on a single market, India can better withstand future shocks and tap into new growth opportunities across the globe. India is also focused on moving up the value chain. By incentivizing capital and technology investment, the country aims to shift from labor-intensive goods to higher-value manufactured and services exports. This transition will help Indian businesses stay competitive even in the face of tariff barriers and position India as a leader in advanced manufacturing and IT services. To build long-term resilience, India will promote onshoring of critical inputs, create special economic corridors, and offer incentives for exporters to reduce single-market concentration. These steps will help Indian businesses weather future disruptions and ensure more stable, reliable supply chains for global partners. India is accelerating trade agreements, focusing on bilateral and minilateral FTAs that open new markets for textiles, gems, pharmaceuticals, and IT services. At the same time, the government is rapidly scaling up digital export platforms and logistics support to help SMEs stay competitive despite tariff barriers. These combined efforts aim to create a more agile, tech-driven export ecosystem. India's foreign policy posture is to reinforce its liberal credentials and deepen diversified partnerships. By engaging with the WTO, G20, and regional forums, India builds coalitions against unilateral tariffs and promotes fair trade. Stronger ties with the EU, ASEAN, Japan, South Korea, GCC, Africa, and Latin America will help India create resilient global value chains and maintain its leadership role in the region. India is carefully balancing the fiscal cost of relief measures with the need for long-term competitiveness. The government is prioritizing targeted aid over broad subsidies and preparing for possible tit-for-tat escalation by considering non-trade counters like procurement and investment screening. Financial market volatility will be managed through central bank tools, and job losses will be addressed with reskilling and placement programs in affected districts. India's plan is structured for swift action. In the first 2 weeks, emergency export relief is announced and trade offices are activated. Over the next 6 months, liquidity and tax relief are rolled out, and WTO consultations begin. In the following 2 years, diversification, FTA acceleration, and supply chain incentives take center stage. This unified government-industry diplomacy response aims to turn immediate disruption into long-term strategic advantage. India's response to the US tariffs is firm but constructive. By protecting its economic interests without abandoning openness and multilateralism, India is turning a trade shock into a chance to deepen resilience and diversify markets. The message is clear. With unified action from government, industry, and diplomacy, India can transform immediate challenges into long-term strategic strength and showcase itself as a reliable, liberal partner on the world stage.